Hello YouTube. I'm doing this video and there'll be two more probably in it. Well, there will be two more in this series because it's a pretty day outside. So I can only do so much of it now. I got a package from a friend and it contained this. And this is a little survival tin and a space blanket. He had this on here much neater than I have it. I've been in this to look at it. And but these are rubber bands, I guess you'd say, cut from inner tube. Always a great thing to have because they will burn. You could dunk these underwater for 2 days, take them out, sling the water off of them, take a lighter, they'll start right up. So they're wonderful to have, and they work great for attaching things. The premise that he's going under here is strictly fire starting. Say he's on an outing with his family and they get caught in a fast moving weather front or something unexpected happens and they need an emergency fire to get warm with. I think one thing that I can cover here, and what we're going to do is go through the kit that he's assembled, because I think he's done some really good things here and some innovative things too. I'm going to do some long-term things that I've used for a long time. As you guys know, I'm not super young anymore, so I grew up in the woods, and you know, things that have just always worked for me. So let's take a look at his kit. Obviously first we've got 2 of these bands, so that's 2 separate occasions where we could use them. And actually you could split those. You could start 4, 5, 6 fires just with these if you carry a lighter with you. He's got a space blanket, which I'm going to show you a different way to use. For very short-term warmth, they're good if you use them as a blanket. They're good for getting the wind off of you, but long-term they're not going to keep you very warm, especially if you are contacting something. They may keep you dry if you have it underneath you and the ground's wet, but they're a pretty good conductor of heat away from you as well as holding in your body heat. So long term they're not going to help much, but they have an incredible use, and this particular one that he has will be real good because it's reflective. I always want, this is a double one that I always carry, and it has one red side for signaling, one reflective side, and that reflective side is going to be pretty important. So let's look into his kit. It's well made, nice standard survival tin. On the inside he has a striker affixed for matches, which he has included 5 stormproof matches that will go with that. And then here he has a mixture that he's made up of, let me refer to his notes here. This is magnesium, where is that section? I apologize, I should have highlighted some of this. Here it is. This is a bag of fat wood and magnesium shavings. For kindling, he's got a few fat wood sticks. Ignition, of course, the matches and striker affixed to the inside of the lid. And then as an accelerant, I don't know how long if he bought this or made it himself. If he did, Dave, I congratulate you. But he's got a whole tube of magnesium powder there that he can use as an accelerant. And what I'm going to do with Dave's kit is we're going to try it out outside, obviously. Today is a a sunny day but a windy day, so this might be a good day to try that. But I'm only going to use half of everything. And then I want to wait until we get some rain, which here in Georgia won't take that long. And I want to take the other half of his kit out, because oftentimes when we need warmth the most is in inclement weather. So from what I see, what he's done so far, I think he's got a real good little kit. The one thing that I would immediately tell him to do is, in conjunction with this, is I carry 2 of these at all times. I don't smoke, but in different pants pockets, always on my person, I have 2 of these mini Bic lighters. I keep a check on them. I make sure they work. I make sure they're full of fluid. And I make sure that I've always got them. Matches. The survival matches, I've had some really good ones. These right here are the NATO brand. You can't tell that because they have Gorilla Tape wrapped around them. But I carry this. There's some other things shoved up underneath there, but these proved to be really good. Now, I'm not sure if that's the brand that Dave is using or not, but we're going to try these. Some of these, while they give a really hot flame, they burn down quite quickly. So if you can't get your stuff going real fast, unfortunately for him, because of the accelerants and things that he's got with him, I don't think that would be a problem. But I really feel better with these. And the reason I carry 2, Dave Canterbury has popularized the phrase, 1 is none and 2 is 1. So I always carry 2, and if I'm really going out in the woods, I take at least 1 of them, and I get a Ziploc baggie like this, appropriate size, maybe one like this, the most heavy duty I can find, and I put 1 of them in it. In this case, if I were Dave, I would just add 1 of these minis to his kit in with his matches. I think that would be a good move, as long as he can fit it in his case, and I think if he adjusted some of this, he could. So we will try that. Again, he has the survival blanket, which I think I'm going to cover that in its own video, because I really think we need that. The other things that I carry if I'm going, well, this I carry anyway, because I'm an old guy, a magnifying glass. I've made sure that it's strong enough. This one is glass. I got it from A.G. Russell. They still carry one quite similar to this. I've tested this. This will, take a piece of toilet paper, typing paper, or anything. It'll start it on fire on a good sunny day quite handily. It needs to be a good sunny day if you're going to use a magnifying glass. That's one caveat. But because there's so many everyday uses for it, for anyone who can't see real well, and I mean, it's just takes up no room in your pocket. It's just good insurance. That's just another way that you have. Also, if I'm really going off somewhere, I carry this particular. This is the Exotac, or Eotac, I'm probably saying it wrong. Ferrocerium rod. I carry this one because, as you can see, this little lanyard sealed on here, and if we push this, we have a very, very effective striker here built into this thing. I don't have to worry about using the back of my knife or anything else. It's all right there. It's all together. It's not going anywhere. And put that on your belt, in your pocket, somewhere secure. and you have a very good method, especially with all the magnesium he has, of getting that going. So I don't just carry a ferrocerium rod, I carry this particular one. There's other good ones. I've got a blast match. Same thing. The ignition method is all self-contained with the rod. I don't want to depend on anything else. I want to be able to grab this, and that's all I need, if that's my method of fire. I have, besides the Bic, I have heavy duty lighters like this. This one is a Brunton. I've had this, I can't tell you how many years. This has been in my pack. You can see it's pretty well used, but I don't know, that's pretty hard to see, but I guess you can see that light up. Yeah, you can see that. It works, and it is hot. It's heavy duty. It's a good steel case. It has a flashlight under here. It has a very good fuel reserve. You can see it's rechargeable butane. You can see how much is in it and recharge it as needed. These are from Dave Canterbury also. Let me go ahead and open these. I always tape everything for waterproof, plus it just never hurts to have a little bit of tape with you. It can't hurt. And these are the little fire discs that he has. You rough up the edges of these and they work extremely well. They're pretty much surefire if you can get an ignition source on them. In my big kit, I have a clearly marked big fire kit, and in here I have number one, large Bic lighter, which is checked. I have an even stronger magnifying glass, which will start a fire even easier with weaker sunlight. I have a candle, because if I light this with this, I can then take my time starting anything else. And I have various bits and bobs of combustible things here. There's jute twine, I think it is. There's cloth to make char cloth with. There is actual char cloth. All of it's sealed in a Ziploc bag. There's these bits here are commercial fire starting logs. I just break chunks off of them, put in here. And I have a piece of leather in there that I sometimes use if I'm just lucky enough to find some flint to nap. I can use that little piece to hold it against. So that's kind of a rundown of what we got. Again, we'll take my stuff out of the picture. Oh, and when I go out casually, just for a day hike, these mini Altoid Tins, I love these things. And this one, you can see it's got a lot of miles on it. I take a section of inner tube, just like Dave did. I cut it as wide as the tin is, or as close as I can come to it, and just put the whole tin in it. And I can then cut off strips as needed to start my fires. And inside here, I carry, and this is more of an all-around kit, not just a fire kit. I carry, again, cloth to make char cloth, because I've got this little container. And wrapped inside the char cloth, I carry a little button compass. I've checked this one against bigger instruments. It is accurate. And yes, it's pointing north right now. I carry some fire starter strips. 3 of them. I've tried these. You fluff them up. They work extremely well. You can coat them in Vaseline. They'll work even better. I carry a little microlight, and as you can see, it's pretty bright. I check it frequently too. Waterproof. They're just, you know, Streamlight just makes some great stuff, and I recommend them. I have some twine, and this is a tarred twine, like a bank line. It's a little bit smaller than regular bank line, but it works extremely well for a lot of things. And last but not least, you can just fit a classic in there, a little Victorinox classic. So you've got a real knife and that you can do something with. And then I took a this is a fire steel. I just happen to have this one. It's a screw-in replacement for a smaller EOTac that I have, and I bought several, and when I discovered that they would just fit in here, I went ahead and slapped one in there. That little kit goes with me anytime I'm out just casually in the woods somewhere, and that'll cover a multitude of sins right there. So in the next video, I think we're going to take Dave's kit outside. We're going to take part of his stuff here and just see how it actually works on a nice, sunny, warm, but windy day. And we'll try it then. And then the last video will be inclement weather, and we'll go with that. And then again, I'm going to do a separate one on the space blankets itself. The brand to me isn't as important. Even the dime store ones, dollar store ones, it needs reflective surface. If both surfaces are dark, that's not what you want. This is what you want, and I'll show you why. So that's it for this video, guys. So take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one. And yes, we're not done with knife videos. Got a lot of them. In fact, we're going to be pumping out some extremely quick. I have to. Can't tell you why, but you're going to see some real soon. So take it easy, guys, and we'll talk to you.